Hello, everyone, and welcome to the back nine of the team's national championship for the women's side. We have Hyzer doing production. Thank you so much for being out here filming the women's teams and singles events this week. It's been an exciting start. The field is really close right now. I've got Steven here with me.
Yeah, so it was really nice, being out. It's our first time in North Cove, and so we're excited to film the ladies on this side, especially the teams, and then the singles later in the week.
Yeah, so we have BYU, Pellissippi State, and Mizzou women's A team on our feature card here. BYU is leading, going into hole 10, which is a 211-foot par 3, through this tiny gap with these trees and out and over this hill, and the basket sitting on the edge of this oblique water creek. This is a very tricky hole. You're trying to make this gap, and it's hard. We don't have tight gaps like this on the course. This is definitely the tightest gap we have to hit. So it's finding that focus.
Especially coming after two wide open holes.
Yeah.
Where you guys are throwing probably distance drivers or as hard as you can.
Yes, definitely. Unfortunate kicks by both Mindy, Kaleigh, and Tailey right there. See if Hannah can lace it. And then she gets a bad kick left as well. And that left side is not good.
Your defending champions, Mizzou. You have Alexis, Kerman, and Renae, Beasley.
I think we're both a little nervous, but we feel confident going into this year as the defending champions. This is also our last year playing together as teammates, so a little bittersweet. We've been playing together for almost 3 years now, so I don't really know if we're going to move on from playing as teammates. We'll probably find some other tournaments to play in, but yeah, it's going to be sad moving on past the college level for sure. Our field has almost doubled since last year, so yeah, it's really cool to see.
It's really cool. I think it puts a little pressure on us. The format, as far as how many rounds we play, is different. So we don't get 2 rounds tomorrow to really extend the lead. We only get the 1 round in the afternoon, but it's exciting.
I'm excited to see how we'll do because I know we've both gotten better since last year.
It's a new week. I always tell Renae, we have the skills, we have the abilities, we're gonna do us, and if we do us, we're gonna win.
I think we're gonna be a little more aggressive than last year, but we'll play safe when we need to. I know both of our games have changed quite a bit over the past year, so we're just trying to work it out.
We want to win just as bad as anyone else, and we're here to prove that, we can do it again.
Renae and I are so excited to be back. Definitely some nerves going into this very first round here.
It's nice to have you guys on coverage. With us being from Southern Indiana, we found a few of the guys on the team, so to be able to get some of the Mizzou ladies on coverage too, yeah.
Super exciting. We're excited about it. I hit a tree and I kind of knocked down, but I'm in a good spot. So Renae's trying her forehand, and she kind of goes into that left step, which isn't the best spot. So they're in the fairway, they pitch it up. They get to the edge of the gap here. Still a up shot to make, though.
Mindy's all orange bag.
I didn't notice that. You're right.
All of her disc and her mini, everything.
I noticed the bright orange mini, and then I knew she threw that D4 a lot, and it was orange. So you can kind of see BYU is in a very tricky spot here. That's a great pitch out, though.
I remember both of them being on this left side, and the only other option they had was almost directly back.
Worse than that one.
And they were looking at it because it had a little bit more of a tunnel shot, but it just wasn't They chose this one because it was clothing that's a fairway.
Sure.
Yeah.
I like that. I like further shot. And Tailey does an excellent job at getting out. She saw Hannah pitch out to the fairway so she could be a little more aggressive, and it worked. So we do have some little scraggly trees to contend with. Little Hyzer. Renae kicks, and she's in the open, but that's a pretty far putt. Not one we want to have to make. I'm taking that same line and hoping to just flatten out a little more. And I do stay up top. So that's probably about a 20-foot putt there.
20-foot putt at OB.
At OB, you're right. Death putt.
All these are on this whole way to the basket set.
It is. And that sat right there.
It's a good bid.
It was a good bid. Gives it a little run. Oh, and just kicks off the tree, but that's okay. She knew that Kaleigh was right there for a tap in.
Yeah, if I remember right, Mindy was, talking through it as a team, telling Kaleigh to go for it because it was more of her style putt, backhand righty. And then once she was parked, Mindy just decided to make a throw at the basket.
Yep. Bringing that partner team play into aspect as we play our first team doubles competitive round here at North Cove. Great putt by Renae. I knew she had that all day, so that was a great par by us. We picked up a stroke on the card, a stroke on BYU as well.
How'd this hole play, averaging? I wonder if, with as tight as that is, coming after the wide open holes.
Hole 10, average .24 over par. There was one team, Wolfpack, Genesis Beck, and Amanda Baywright. They got the birdie on that. We've got hole 11 here. It's 302 feet. It's a par 3. You see these trees right here. Your landing zone's right between right there where the drone's flying over to either have a little bid run or pitch up here to this basket that's in the middle of these bushes. Perfectly placed.
302, but uphill.
Uphill off this tee, yes. Renae's throwing. She just went too Hyzer on that. And there was a slight right to left wind we could feel off the tee, and so it carried her disc kind of into the brush on that left side. I'm going to throw a Hades and try and Hyzer flip this. And I do, and it holds straight. And I land in the open area over there.
Just a little bit better view of the basket, probably.
Yes, yep.
She throws that one wide.
She does, and she's been throwing that disc a little wide today. And they hit those bushy areas over there. And then Mindy Kaleigh earlier releases this and lands in that stuff that you don't want to be in on the right side. Hannah's throwing a big Hyzer, and it lands right in the landing zone. And Tailey has power, y'all. She can definitely potentially flex something. And you see her bomb this, and she goes too far into that brush stuff.
Looked like she wanted to flip up flat.
Yep.
They would have went.
Yep, I would have just gone straight into those trees. It's amazing to watch the power these ladies have and the skill level we have. So good.
That right-handed forehand.
Yeah, she throws. If you missed the front nine, make sure to go watch that. Mindy throws left-handed backhands and right-handed forehands. It was so cool to watch.
This is something that we film a lot of singles events, and then to be at a team doubles with this kind of, with the college aspect of it, there was a lot of talking, playing to each other's weaknesses or strengths. Like earlier, Mindy, having Kaleigh run a putt And then here, both ladies are like, well, you're better at throwing this approach, being out this side of the green. So it was fun to see.
Definitely. It's nice to have a partner you can rely on. I know I have a lot of trust. Oh, great bid by Renae. Yes, it's great. Like you're saying, you talk to each other. It's a team aspect. You're not doing it by yourself.
You feel any pressure when she throws something close where it's like the only thing to do is put it in the basket?
Yeah, we talk about that. If your partner's close and team aspect, there's no reason for the other person not to just give it a good run.
Which I think all three teams did a lot.
Yeah.
Really good bids.
I agree. Easy tap in. This was a fun card to be on. I hadn't played with BYU last year. It was super fun. And Pellissippi was awesome.
12 is another tight one. There's OB line on the right side. And if you're anywhere else, it's just you're contending with the thickness of the trees in the woods here.
One guardian tree that hangs over the fairway right there, and I clipped it, but I'm in bounds. Renae's throwing her panther and just yanks it right, but that's okay. She knows I'm up there. Bringing in that team aspect of, okay, we're safe. It's okay to mess up a little bit. And then Mindy early released this, and we weren't sure if it was OB. I know she was talking to Kaleigh, thinking it was OB.
Hard to see from the tee for
It was.
This looks so good out of her hand.
It was so nice. And then it just finishes, and it just goes OB. It's dry, but it is on the inbound, OB side. Hannah has a beautiful shot here. Laces the gap. Almost hits the camera. Catch cam there.
That would have been the one time you'd won probably could have kept her in bounds for her. Yeah. I mean, it was right down the middle.
It was a perfect shot. But she's OB. Tailey says no problem, though.
Yeah.
Great shot.
Catch cam was standing decent distance behind the basket, so she really got all of that.
She threw some fairway or driver, it looked like. So she had the speed. We're just trying to pitch up. Renae's right there.
Again, Renae's like, I'm parked.
Yes.
Put it in the bucket.
So I give it too much Hyzer, but hit a tree and get a little closer. So we always like closer if we can't throw it in. Just a misfire there from Kaleigh. No problem though, because Mindy says I'll just get right there for us. This is the birdie bid. And BYU's Hannah Hunter sinks it. Great birdie by them. They pick up a stroke here to tie Mizzou back up. Great putt there.
Good use of elevated basket in this court.
Elevated baskets are definitely scary, but something like this, it's nice to have on these shorter holes too, to add some pressure. Hole 13's a par 3. This is also a really tricky hole. You're trying to go around this bend. It's 354 feet. You'd like to land just right before where the drone flew over there, and then pitch up as close to this, we call it a spider tree, as possible to make a easy tap in. Hannah yanks it right and kicks to the left of the fairway. And
Consistency among the team.
yes,
That looks like they didn't go into the woods on the left, so they could probably reach out.
they should be able to straddle out from there. Renae laces this line. It was so good. And we got a skip as well.
Just like you said on the way forward.
Yep, that's the landing zone right there. Throwing my crank. I thought I went too inside. Couldn't see it once it passed this bend, and it was actually pretty close to Renae's. Just a little more inside. Little early fade there.
This was the one time watching that I wonder, like, one's predominantly forehand, righty forehand, the other's predominantly left-handed. And so sometimes these holes don't
Played.
shape up to their
Yep.
as a team.
No. Yeah, it'd be nice to have a big righty backhand on this one. And she just early releases that. But Kaleigh made it up some ways. BYU will go first.
It's another good kick.
Yep, another really great kick for them into the landing zone area. This was an awkward stance for Hannah, having to patent pen, Hyzer something.
Did this whole play as a closer to a par 3 or a par 4?
So all 13 average. Oh, I'm mistaken. This was the hardest hole on the course. By no surprise at all. At .83 over par. Strokes over par here. That's all they could do, was just try and get something out to the open.
You know, all the teams had some 1,000 rated caddies out there.
Yeah.
Anytime something was in the creek or
They were going and getting
in
them.
the thick woods, yeah.
So I'm just saying we need to pitch up to an open side of the tree. As you can see, if you don't get to the right side of the tree, you're not going to even have a tap in. So Renae's going to the right, but then she trickles behind. So that was, yes, way harder. So there, even when you think you're close to the tree, you might not even have a look to just tap it into the basket easily.
There's really two sides that you can approach on, either where you're all landing or just right of it.
Yeah, where my pink disc is a good spot.
That will definitely be tough back there.
Yeah, I think Mindy was trying to throw it in because Kaleigh was on the open side. Oh, and we thought that went in by Tailey. They were running throw-ins all day. I think that's a zone she's throwing on those approaches, and they were just online. So Tailey's right there. Hannah says, I want to bank it off the tree. Not quite. She gets the wrong kick, but that's okay. They should be able to tap in there. So you can see this is a difficult putt. You've got these trees. You can't Hyzer it in there.
Especially for a left-hand putter.
Just high. So you can kind of see Renae's having to straddle a little right side, but she gets it in no problem, and that's a great par for Mizzou.
So if I can ask, like, if you're not giving away team secrets here, do you guys, with you guys playing more aggressive this year, are you saying the first one to go, just always make a run for it, and then let the second one decide?
Yep, and that was opposite of what we did last year. We were like, safe, safe, safe. First person's gonna lay up. First person's not gonna do anything aggressive. So I don't know. We'll see if this plan works for us. So far, we're in the mix. So we just gained a stroke there on BYU and Pellissippi. This is hole 14. It's 349 feet. There's OB along the right side, painted white line, but the left side is all inbounds. It's a par 3. We had a headwind, so we've come out of the woods here, and we're dealing with some wind. I'm trying to Hyzer flip this crank, and I yank it instead, and I go way OB.
You crushed it.
I crushed it. I went pin high, but not what I wanted at all. So Renae knows she should just stay safe. So she stables up, Throws it a little high and nose up, though. But she gets down there. And we're almost even with the pin for an upshot. Hannah throws a beautiful turner.
Yeah.
Yes.
Has a lot of control with them.
So good. And that's a great spot. Makes that pitch up much easier than where Mizzou's at right now. And Tailey turning this over. And she just hits that tree. We all thought it was past that one.
Yeah, even from the cover, I think it was past it.
But that's okay, because Hannah's down there.
So, like, 13 might have played against Pellissippi State, and now this one kind of plays in favor of both of them.
Yeah, they get to take that OB out of play and swing it way left and just land in bounds, nice and safe. And then I don't know what I was doing on that one. I decided to throw OB again. And I went too straight with a putter.
You're going for it. That's what you're trying.
I am.
You called it, but you were going for it.
And then Renee's laying up. She's through a zone, I believe. So it just stabled out. So we've got a really long bid to save our par right now. And this was a dime. Wow. Amazing shot, Kaleigh.
Oh, she tried to do the same thing on the drive, just turned it too much. Because she really has a forehand. If she can get it flat out of her hand,
She does.
she can crush them.
And Mindy goes too long, but that's okay because Kaleigh is right there. BYU just has it pitch up here. Oh, but they hit a tree. She's down below. They still have the bid
It's in her range.
in their range. That is for sure. That was a little turned and low as well. But like you're saying, Steven, it's right there for them. Little right.
You're putting at OB, so I mean, like, you're on top. That's a good spot. You give your partner a green light.
Yep. Yeah, that OB definitely comes up behind, especially with this headwind we're putting into. That's okay. We'll accept that bogey and move on. Hannah laying up. That's a tough putt to get height on because you don't want it to sail too far. Oh, and Tailey gives that a great bid. She's been dropping those all day. Saw her on the front nine make, what, like 3 of those?
Yeah.
So good.
And even, like, they're both either making them or hitting chain.
Yes.
They both have that.
They're drawing metal, for sure. Yeah. All right, so we got a bogey. BYU got a stroke on us. I think at this point, the field is really tight. I believe the top score is 5 under.
BYU did bogey.
He did bogey.
Yeah.
Just kidding. He kept with them. So hole 15 is a par 3, 267 feet. There's OB Creek along the whole right side, making this a pretty nervy shot. You don't want to yank something or turn something over. There's a straight gap, and then there's kind of a left gap. And I think Mindy wanted to go wider on that left gap, but she hit that straight gap and just Hyzer OB. This is tricky for them, being lefties and righty dominant.
Yeah, you have plenty of room to get up to the right and skip it to the basket, but if you do what either one of them did, where you saw it off or throw it nose up,
You're OB.
pay for it quick.
Yep. Renae laces this middle gap. Nice little turnover. And then flexes right out, giving us a circle 2 bid there. Death putt circle 2 bid, but a chance.
Yep, flat ground. The wind's down right now. It couldn't make up its mind, so
So we have that slight headwind that picked up a little more, so I'm just going to try and turn over an undertaker, and I hit the line so perfectly, it just went so long. But I like the shot. I think if you're doing the Hyzer route, that's kind of that line you're trying to hit.
Yeah, you want something that's gonna finish on its right edge or flat, so it just scoots towards the basket.
And Hannah airs it out. She's over. Very safe, so not a problem for BYU. And Tailey's taking that buzz and going straight up the middle. It was a great shot. A little short, but a nice bid without having to put out the water.
Yeah.
Determining where Pellissippi went OB.
Hey, you see the disc in the water, but then you wonder, like, did it go over here? Or did it
Float down. Yep. Beautiful upshot. And then Mindy's, of course, giving that a little forehand bid. Oh, gosh. It's so good. It was amazing to watch the whole round. Oh, and Hannah hits chains as well. Great bids by BYU there. Little low. Not enough height on that one, but safe. We'll just clean up our pars here. Yeah.
Oh. So 3 holes left. You guys will have a 1-stroke lead over BYU,
Yep.
and they're not easy holes either. Will be on 16 and 18.
Yeah, these finishing holes, the back 9 is they're birdie opportunities, as you know, you can put yourself in contention for them. But the big thing is staying safe. I think you want to score on the front 9, stay clean on the back 9. Especially with these baskets are all located right by the creek's edge. Oh. Oh. Hole 16 is a par 3, 329 with that OB creek and a line on the left side, and then the OB stops and are surrounded where these rocks are is all in bounds, but the creek surrounded by water will be out of bounds. So you can kind of get aggressive and skip something to the left to give yourself a putt, but you really just want to air it out, be in the open, kind of where I've landed here. Give yourself an upshot.
Yeah, if you do skip something down there, I mean, it's really close to OB. If you're close to the basket, you have a tap-in par.
Yep. Renae's going a little more Hyzer than I
A
did.
little more inside to it, which
Yep. And she skips. And we were not sure. Wow, that lands in bounds, though, because the OB stopped there.
like right where
Right where her disc
it starts, yeah.
Tailey mashes this drive. A great line. Great little skip, too.
Skip and roll, yeah.
So they potentially have a birdie look, but death putt, creep behind. We'll see if they run it or not. Hannah just early releases that and misfires. But kick safe.
Yeah. Tree hanging over the cart vat there.
What a line. I mean, what is this, Steven? That was amazing.
It was another hole where I was looking at it and I'm like, this could be tough for Pellissippi, and Mindy's like, no, this is what I practiced. After she threw it, someone asked her, she goes, this is the line I take.
Amazing.
The local route.
Super local lefty backhand route. And then
Look where it puts him. Like, it's
right
fun.
there.
Yep.
So Kaleigh is safe. Gives it a run. Has good height. That's a hard putt to make. So a nice little bid. Great to see that. And great to see ladies running those too.
Yeah. And just having a look at it.
Yeah.
Knowing.
Yeah, there were 2 birdies on this hole.
Is this one?
No,
It was such a good drive, too.
a great drive. Gave us a chance, and that's all we can ask for. All right, so BYU is up at Tailey's amazing smash.
So up there, you're standing above the basket.
Bang! It's the chip. Let's go.
It's like a throw in from half court.
Oh, we get a replay. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. And Tailey, like we've said, sinking those all day long. That's a great birdie.
Well, what was awesome is like at this point, there was several BYU and Mizzou teammates that had joined the gallery.
To watch and cheer for.
Everybody, no matter what school you're there for, was cheering on that big putt.
It was great. So, yeah, congrats to BYU and Southern Arkansas for getting the birdie on that hole.
That ties it up with 2 holes left.
Ties it up on a lead card here, or feature card. We've got hole 17, 303 feet. Very tricky because you have OB left and OB right creeks. If you get any sort of skip, or if you turn it over this ravine area, that's OB.
The backhand, you're throwing over to out of bounds.
Yep. Trying to just Hyzer back inbounds like Hannah did perfectly. That's a great shot.
Probably circles it.
So Tailey's going for it because they know they're safe. And she just gets a hold of it, but look how far she rips that.
You could tell that smile and how like the spin, like she was putting everything in there. Almost threw it to 18's best.
Almost. Oh my goodness. Renae's throwing her buzz. Perfect shot. Like you're saying, hanging it over the OB, trusting that it's going to come right back in bounds, and she's on that path area before the basket. So I'm disking up to try and get closer to the basket. Took a little nose up, but it gets a tiny flex.
This is a good little turn. Hold the line really well.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. Got a big cheer from our Mizzou teammates, so I knew it was in bounds. Yep, got the green flag. Oh, just a little low, but that stays in.
They weren't sure.
They weren't sure.
And then not being sure and releasing this,
They weren't feeling good about that. They were worried for sure. But look at this. In is in, folks. We love that.
no pictures on the score.
No pictures on the scorecard. So true. Yeah, that was such a great up shot. They were able to compose themselves after, I think, some tee shots they didn't really want to have, but really great. And then their coach said to just run it. And Mindy's like, or Kaleigh said, I'm not running.
Another big opportunity.
But there's just these ghost lands you couldn't see.
Yeah, I forgot about.
Oh, she probably would have made if those ones weren't there, right? Because she was getting those. Yup, right close to the basket. Easy 3 for BYU. Little low.
It's a big putt.
We want this. We know the field is close and it'd be nice to get some more birdies. And they weren't dropping today.
And you don't know if you're going to have that kind of opportunity on
You
18.
don't know. So it doesn't feel good to be missing our birdie opportunities this round, but it's only day one. And that was a great par by Pellissippi. We've got a barbecue on this card. All right, now we're headed into hole 18. 306, downhill, par 3. You have this OB river you have to cross if you want to land in bounds. You have to stick the island. If you don't stick the island, there's a drop zone. You do have the option of laying up before that creek, OB, that first OB creek. Hannah's on her buzz, and she definitely turns this over too much. Oh, but it gets a really favorable kick. See, that's okay. And they're on flat ground, yep. Tailey's chucking one, trying to get over to the pin side, but lands short in OB. And I'm throwing a buzz, trying to aim right because it's a right to left tailwind. And I did not know. And then they cheered. It was so delayed, but I'm inbounds on the pin side green. And Renae's shucking her leopard down there. It's a little high, but it's inbounds too.
A good way, a confirmation from the team. Yep.
It was nice, like you're saying, to have them down there cheering us on down 18. So Kaleigh's inbounds, but a little to right.
Still got a lot of work for it.
Yep.
But it is safe.
It is safe. Mindy's going for it. This looks low.
It looked so good when I first left.
And then it just dropped. Yep. But that's okay because she has this Kaleigh's drive and it's inbounds. Oh, and that also a little low. Goes OB. Get up. Yep. There we go. They're inbounds now. Have a lot of work to save this par. But they have the chance.
In this shot right here, you're like, it's not much different from the tee shot where you're throwing downhill and you need to land the island.
And you see that back slope, so if you go past the pin, you go pretty far past the pin.
Anything chain high, you're gonna be probably OB.
So I think Hannah has that buzz. Let's see. Oh, this is looking good. Oh my gosh. What a... How's their hype? The hype was real. Let's go. We gotta look at this. BYU's got 2 playbacks. What a throw-in. Everyone was so pumped. You can see them. The spotter waving that green flag.
Again, like no matter what school you are, you see somebody make something like that, and you are
awesome.
Ecstatic.
Congrats, BYU. They had the only birdie on the day on hole 18. That just shows how tricky it is to get close to the basket. Renae gives out a great bid. She sits right there. Oh, and I'm off the top. Again, putts just weren't dropping for us today.
All over the basket. You guys will be fine this weekend. You can definitely see, like they said at the beginning, Pellissippi is ranked number 1 in the rankings, the nation. So, like I don't know if they've just not played this course, but like they have really good skill, really good forehands and putting. It just, again, it wasn't working. You get a bad kick OB.
This is Pellissippi's first year at college nationals. So for them to come in #1 ranked is amazing. We finish out BYU 3 under, Mizzou 2 under, and Pellissippi is 4 over. Leading the field is Southern Arkansas, Whitney Brown, and Emma Gill.
So yeah, that putt on 18 was huge for BYU. Got them into a tie for third with Liberty, who is no stranger to college disc golf nationals. And you're all right there right behind them, 1 stroke back.
We're 3 from the lead at 5 under from Oklahoma State and Southern Arkansas. This field is tight. Going into day 2, we have our singles competition round. Thank you for watching the back 9 of the first round of Collegiate Doubles Women's Championship.